So it's the things that we don't choose that make us who we are. Like our country, our community, and our family. And we take pride in these things. I've lived in this community my whole life, and most of these people have. I guess they could say we're born in the cracks, you know, and then we fell through. From the age of 6, I have to learn to cook from that age, because my mother and my stepfather, when they would be at work, I have to, because I'm the eldest, so I have to be the one who have to babysit, I have to cook to feed my sisters, get them ready to go to school and all of that, pick them up from school and so forth. We have days where we have food, days where we don't have no food. This is where I grew up. This is where life for Domino actually started. Here. You know, so welcome. 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 Growing up as a child in a garrison era was not an easy task. From 6, 7, you started to get recruited into certain things, and the gang members, they mold the youngsters from that tender age, so they would teach them certain things like how to walk, how to lock a gun, how to do certain things, probably how to fight, how to take out a magazine. When them start to shape them, by the time them reach like 10, 11, 12, them start to give them the gun now for go do road. And what we mean by do road, meaning go commit crime, either kill people, rob, whatever the case may be. So mother never really want me to become a part of it. She always says she don't want me to end up like a criminal like my father. She always tell me things like, don't come out of the yard, you know, mix up with the wrong company to try to keep us away from getting into trouble. So it was not until I reached about like 16, I started getting into troubles with the other friends, like what normal teenagers do. We go out and make mystery, you know, do robberies and all of them local, you know. Been like that for a couple of years, right up until about 18. Till one day I come home and out of the blues, my mother just searched me. And searched my bag and find 2 guns in it. She turned to me and said, you know, I wish to God police would have locked you up in Senegal prison. Because of the road that now I start to chat down. And believe you me, not a month after it happened. It was right, actually exactly here, right here. So this is a spot where at that time when the police them came from this way, just like this car, and pull up on me and stick me and say, don't move. Then the man will stick me up now, started to search, you know, and then that's when he found the gun and he took it off of me and he said to me, say, what are you doing at this? And then he said to me, say, I'm going to carry me in to arrest me. It is from this point I begin to start to think about everything it is there, because when I get old, I say my life don't know. That's what I said right here, right at this spot here. As I say, at the age of 19, I got sentenced. Sent me to the general penitentiary that's in Kingston. And then that's where I started the 2-year sentence. The first thing I said to myself, so what can I accomplish within 2 years? So I said, right, I'm going to try to go to school, get some subjects. I tried the school, now the school never work out because them said them never want to teach a subject. So which area you have, and them say music. So I said, well, alright, then if I have to go learn music for the 2 years, I might as well. And that's where I started to learn how to play the guitar. I sat there and I listened and I tried to learn as quickly as possible. And they were fascinated about that because I say I'm the first student to ever come amongst them that learned so fast. Within, call it 4 months out of learning music, I learned how to play the drums, to play the guitar. Then now them still a say to me say, I still a learn too fast, so them started to let me teach. If I never got arrested, probably I would have been dead. Because when I came out from prison, I've realized that out of the 15 of us that was a part of the gang, only just 13 of us either passed away and or were in behind bars doing more time. As an ex-convict, you know, pointless try to get to work. I have an auntie where she linked with a church and the church called me, they want a musician. They in there play, the pastor said to me, say, I want to go back to school. So I made up my mind to say whether I have money, yes or no, whether I have food, yes or no, whether I have somewhere to live, yes or no, me I go complete school. And that's how I came into contact with my horizon.
You know why, sir?
Oh, little one.
We focus here on training young men from the Winterspen area and beyond. We're talking about high violence, high crime areas, especially in this diaspora here in Winterspen, Spanish Town. We are sitting right in a hotbed of one of the most murderous places in the world. So it is very often the case that these young men have experienced traumatic situations. They've seen murders, they've seen very violent things in their lifetimes. They're sometimes, many times, traumatized. So it is not an easy thing to be able to diffuse all those things just to get to the heart of a young man. Dimino came to us right out of prison, pretty much days out of prison. One of the hardest prisons in Jamaica. So we helped him with his meals and with his income and so on, so that he could basically survive. And I see his progress as being exceptional.
Mr. Barnett has played a very vital role in my life. Why? Because he had taught me all the things that my father have never taught me. And him always giving me good advice. And him always encouraged me to do my best.
We've trained just under 600 guys here at the facility over the years. Most of these young men, the average profile of one of these guys would be that they're raised by a single mom. 95% of our young men don't know their fathers. For example, has been entirely true.
Some of us were really trying to make a better life. I am currently now a security officer. Now I'm currently on location at a school where I get to interact with students on a day-to-day basis, troubled students who have problems with behavioral issues and so forth. It's almost 2 years now since I got married and I've got my first child. Being employed now in Jamaica is quite a bit challenging when you only have one job, because even for example now me and my wife, we just make probably just an average like 106,000 a month, right? And that basically is still not enough to do much thing, because the prices of food and the prices of stuff here are very high. The other day I have to take Elijah to the doctor, and I have to spend almost $30,000, and that was like more than half of my monthly salary. We have been considering now to start our own business where we can able to come up with more ways or to finance our needs. I believe that starting a business now would I able to give my family a better opportunity at life, a better chance at life. My dream for my son is that I hope him don't fall through the cracks, and I hope him become something that he really wants to become, and I hope him really become more successful than I am in every way, shape and form.